Well, it's a pleasure to sit here with Ralf Neumann today, the Technical Director at Teakdecking Systems Europe, aboard Coral Ocean, one of the stars of the Monaco Yacht Show this year, Ralf.
Yeah.
And a project you know very, very well.
I do, yeah. Hi, Lucy. Yeah, that's been one of our larger challenges over the last, actually 2 years. That's the time that it took to bring this project to an end. Certainly not because of us, but it's been a big challenge.
Well, she's a very large yacht, and it was a complete refit. You know, like you said, 2 years in the yard at STP in Mallorca. But you guys did an absolutely incredible job, and I know that it was a big project for you personally. Can you tell us a little bit more about the design and how, because the owner, of course, we've just seen him, is really proud of the deck, and that's something you guys worked very, very closely to deliver. Let's find out a little bit more about the process.
Yeah, as you could just hear, the owner was telling his guests about this very special teak deck, which it indeed is. We've chosen very wide, very large battens, planks, with the grey caulking that in combination almost blends out. So we're having a very clean surface with very few detail.
It's very modern, isn't it? The look is very it's a modern look. It's very distinctive, I would say.
Yeah, and that was the purpose of it. So in fact, we actually achieved what we wanted to achieve, to give it a very modern, very clean, very simple, but not too simple appearance.
The simplistic stuff to get like this must be the most technically difficult.
Well, let's say it like this: we had to break with tradition at some point.
Yeah.
And so there's a way how you used to do it, and then you have to get completely rid of that thought and think it over.
Sure.
And that was, we had several areas on this boat where we just had to really think like, nah, let's do it different.
And that kind of creative thinking, that must come with a lot of experience that you bring to the table. You're really interested in, and do a lot of the design work with owners and with management companies to get this specific effect.
Yeah, well, yes. I personally, in the time that I've been working in this industry, I've been crafting it myself. I've been project managing it myself, and then eventually got the opportunity given to design or work with the team together to work on design solutions, technical solutions, and design solutions.
Yeah, and serious challenges with a boat this large.
Absolutely, and it was it's a very satisfying result at the very end. At the end, I mean, it's a combination of experience and creativity, let's say. Absolutely. But not by myself alone, by a team, in fact.
Absolutely, and the project management team and the captain and the owner aboard this vessel, who were, as we mentioned, they're an STP, so it was a self-managed project. And so you guys must have worked, there's hundreds of contractors, and you guys, I know, with the Captain Will and his project management team, worked very, very closely to get this result.
Yes. In fact, on this particular project, we've shown our dedication that goes further than just to deliver a product. In fact, we have been very supportive and very cooperative with other contractors, and very closely with the entire project management team, helping to organize this project, helping to go around difficulties, helping to solve problems, or helping to avoid problems, even more important.
Yeah, I think when we said that before, putting out the fires before the fire begins.
That was one of the challenges throughout this project, because apparently it's always like this. The vessel has a certain age, it has been through certain seasons. Nobody could really exactly tell what to expect after removing all the surface. I believe from our side that we have been playing a very supportive role over this entire project.
Well, absolutely, and that's the feedback that we've heard. Great, it must be so satisfying to see the owner doing a tour of his yacht and overhear him being so happy with the work that you've done here.
Yeah, that's a very pleasant moment. Seeing it happens very rarely that we, the suppliers, get to see the owners of the ship and their reaction to our work. We work closely with their representatives. Absolutely. But this time we really had the pleasure to notice or see the owner.
Yeah, because he's been incredibly
appreciating
involved.
the
vision has been, it's really come from him.
He's drawn us a picture very roughly how he wanted it to look like, and according to his reaction, we've delivered what he expected or more.
And what's your, because there's lots of really lovely technical details in this boat, and I'm sure that people watching are always interested, but for you, what's your favourite bit? If you had to point out, and we'll see them later, what's your absolute favourite things to look at here?
One of those is certainly the jointless deck pattern. So that jointless in terms of the planks are laminated along their length, so there's no cork joint interrupting them. That means on this deck, as you can see along here, that's all one line. There's no interruption in it. Even more on the upper deck that goes around the entire bridge, and that looks like one long piece.
Sort of into infinity.
Yeah, and that's given it a very clean appearance. And then of course that combined with the width of these battens, they're 119 millimeter wide. That's incredibly big for teak planks in a deck. And all that with the grey caulking in combination gives such a nice...
Yeah, the grey caulking is really quite special, isn't it?
It is special, and as everybody who ever worked with grey caulking knows, it is challenging because it requires a little bit different way of application. But I think we sorted it quite well. We as Teakdecking Systems have been working on developing and improving the grey caulking now to a point at which we can really tell it's a product that is comparable to our already known and very good working black caulking. Now the grey caulking works just as good.
And that beauty of the continuity of it, because it's your products, you develop them in-house so that you know.
Yeah, for this particular purpose, and that's what we do. We develop the products not to sell them, we develop them to use them ourselves. So our first interest is really to cover our own needs before we bring it into a market.
Absolutely, and we just saw Captain Will. This vessel's heading over to the States in time for Flibs, and probably will be doing the Caribbean season there. And of course, you guys get to look at warranty, you get to look after them in Europe, where you're based, but also in the States, where your head office is. That's
the great advantage of becoming Teakdecking Systems as a global company. We're having a customer here that we manufactured in Spain. We installed in a different place of Spain. We're now here in the beautiful Monaco. Which is almost driving distance, where we could come anytime and help out if there's any help needed. And now the vessel heads over to the other side of the Atlantic, and still we'll have the same service because we've got facilities over there as well.
It's fantastic. Well, it's wonderful to see the client so happy.
Yes.
You've done an incredible job. You and the team, I mean, you must be very, very proud of this one. And she's definitely a jewel of this particular Monaco show. It's brilliant to speak to you about this, Ralf. So lucky to come on board today.
Thank you very much, Lucy.